Alright, I learned how my behavior can change when having a cat. I kept a cat in this car for 4 days, and my behavior changed in that I just became less mindful of myself and more mindful of that cat. I mean, eventually I had to dump it. It had to relieved itself in my car, and part of the reason I think it did that was because it saw me relieving myself in my car, okay, in relieving myself. So I don't think that it was going to change, because it may not understand why I'm pretty much peeing in my own car, and it doesn't see why it shouldn't either. So there's a little confusion there, probably, for that cat. So I just had to leave it behind. But in the short time that I had the cat, I noticed that I wasn't overeating as much. I was sleeping slightly less, and also masturbating much less too. I was doing a lot of self-soothing from food and just inward thinking, a lot more before the cat. And I realized that after keeping the cat in here, how I became more mindful of another animal, just trying to interested in tending to its needs. And early on, it brought out a particular emotion in me, really sadness, because I guess I was holding it to a very high position. I was looking at it at a very high level, that it was very important to that it needed to be fully cared for. I mean, the whole time I was really worried about it pooping in my car, and eventually it did that. It's just a barn cat. But I took the chance because it was friendly, and it started out becoming as a very needy cat, meowing and just wanted to be extremely affectionate on day one, a little bit on day two, and then days 3 and 4, a change happened within the cat. It stopped appreciating me as much. It didn't take long, and it was a very extreme swing in emotions for both of us. It just it stopped being so like needy by day 4 easily. And instead of wanting to be affectionate like day 1, by day 4 it was like, when I tried to pick it up, it was like trying to scratch and bite me to get away. At times it was just less needy, and it only took 4 days for that to happen. But I went through a range of emotions that I mean I wouldn't have experienced without the cats. I actually felt this very sad moment where I was crying a little bit, because I guess I haven't had that a kind of an affection, and I wanted to get rid of it, and it was causing affection in me that I never experienced. And this is a rare occasion. I figured I'll just play with this emotion, this feeling, since the opportunity's presented itself. In the 10 years I've traveled, I've never had a cat just come into my car like that. All cats before, well, 99% of the cats run away, But this cat just wanted to be very affectionate. I've had other cats that were affectionate before, but I guess I wasn't at my car at the time. Luckily, I was just like walking down the street or something, and it's very rare, but one that wanted to get pet. So I was just taking advantage of it. It slept in the car for a few days. I was feeding it a lot of egg yolks and a little milk, but I figured I'll have it survive on egg yolks. I didn't buy any cat food. I didn't buy any cat stuff. I was just having it eat my food, and I think it was fine. It was just a discipline problem. Is an undisciplined barn cat. So I couldn't discipline it, and that when it relieved itself in my car right next to me, and that's the thing. I think that it needs like to feel comfortable in the environment to relieve itself, and I think partly it started becoming comfortable inside my car, not just me peeing in my car, but just to have an environment where there's no distractions. And I would try to send it outside the car, just, you know, because it's just a barn cat. If it runs away, it runs away. I put it outside the car every so often, and try and hope that it pees or poops if it needs to. But it really didn't, because it wasn't comfortable. It was constantly looking around and playing and stuff. And I think the stress of being outside, you know, and I parked in several different spots, so every new spot was a new stress. Maybe it couldn't relax outside the car to relieve itself, so that was a problem. And yeah, I'm gonna be constantly traveling, so to try to work through that issue, I think is impossible. I would have to maybe keep a litter box and try to potty train it, but I live in this car. I don't have that convenience of potty training a cat. So as an undisciplined cat, it brought out all kinds of emotions in me, but it only took 4 days for us to kind of get used to each other. You know, the affection no longer was such an issue. It runs its course. Affection can run its course very, very quickly, and it's just a matter of days. And then yeah, then you just you can become attuned to each other, and then move forward that way. But we've grown separate now, and I have some regrets for keeping it in here, but also how it made me change the way I think a little bit on my problems with overeating and self-soothing. I've realized that that's a little bit of a problem, but I can't rely on that cat, or really I don't think I can rely on any creature to really pull me away from nurturing myself too much. It's possible to nurture yourself too much, and that cat taught me that. But I can't rely on one cat to change me. It's made me realize I over nurture, so I want to be guarded about that. And if I get into over nurturing habits, I have awareness that's a possibility, because my over nurturing is overeating, which then causes problems with just digestion and the heart, the breathing. So I don't want to over nurture myself, and sometimes it takes a little change in lifestyle with another creature to help me realize that